Hello, Lissa Kreisler here with Community Storytelling. So many fabulous stories in Los Gatos and Montecito, and we got a good one now because I know you always drive by the History Club of Los Gatos and say, what is in that building and what goes on there? Well, I got the woman who knows. She's the president of the History Club, Lynne Hulme.
Hi.
And welcome, Lynne.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, I think really maybe the first time you drove by it too, you said, what is in that place?
You're right. I had no idea. So it turns out that the building that you see on Los Gatos Boulevard is what we call our clubhouse. And we use that for our functions. Well, first of all, let me tell you that the History Club of Los Gatos is a women's social and philanthropic organization that was actually founded in 1897.
I was going to say it's 120 years old.
120 years old this year.
So are we having a party?
Well, we
Can
are.
I be on the guest list?
Absolutely. No, we do. So we do have our own club functions. We meet about once a month as a women's club, whether it's for playing bridge or having a back to club dinner or having speakers or some other special event. But we also meet there to do fundraising and community service kinds of activities.
And who do you give the money to? Who do you raise money for?
We are totally focused on keeping the donations local here in Santa Clara County.
Wonderful.
And we particularly like to benefit women and children in the areas of health and education.
No better cause?
So some examples of that, we fund 8 scholarships a year for 8th grade girls to go to a science camp at Stanford called Tech Trek.
Wonderful.
That the AAUW puts on.
Love it.
Yeah, and we've given to Good Karma Bikes locally. They're based here in San Jose.
Very well aware of them.
Yes, and they have a particular workshop taught by women for women that we helped, we donated to. Oh, blind babies and access, and we held a fundraiser, a fashion show to benefit the Los Gatos Live Oak adult daycare services.
Wonderful.
Recently.
Now, how did you get involved?
Well,
I always love these stories. How did you find out about the History Club?
Well, a couple of things. I've grown up in the area and have come to various events held at the History Club. So just to tell you, the clubhouse, we're mostly not using it because we use it frequently, but not every day, certainly. And so we like to rent it out to the community, and then the proceeds from the rentals go to these local charities that I was telling you about. But how I got involved, just like I said, growing up, I went to, I don't know, a San Jose Opera Guild lecture there as a teenager. And I had my 50th birthday party there, it turns out, which was...
Wait a second, let's backtrack here. You are not 50 years old.
Yes, plus.
Okay, I want to look like you.
Well, thanks. But I had my party there, and it was perfect. It was just perfect. We had a band on the stage. We had 75 people, seated dinner. There's an outdoor patio that's beautiful with gardens.
But is there parking?
There is parking. There is parking, but that guests do sometimes have to find street parking.
Sure.
So, but we do, yeah, that would be one of the challenges.
Now that building is not 120 years old.
No, it was built in the 50s.
All right.
But by funds gathered from the History Club members, and so it's totally, paid off and helps sustain us, the income that we get, as well as provide for us to give back.
Now this may be silly, but it's called the History Club. So are there a lot of wonderful Los Gatos history pictures in there?
Well, there are some. As I mentioned, the club was founded in 1897, and by 6 women in Los Gatos who wanted to get together and just study history. And so initially it had a real history focus, and we do celebrate history, but we're now today more about today, helping our community and doing fun things together as a club.
So how do we join? How do we get into the History Club?
Well, I can give you my card. No, we just send you an application, and there's $50 dues, and you just come to our events and participate as you wish.
And so the website is
historyclublosgatos.org. So there's no of.
Yes.
historyclublosgatos.org.
And is that where if a nonprofit or anybody wants to rent it, they go there too? That's step one.
That's for people who are interested in finding out more about the club, people who might be interested in joining or joining us in some of our activities, as well as how to get started with a rental.
And what's so very cool is some of that money that you're paying
Yes.
for the rent is coming back to the community to help
Yes.
women and children.
Our renters really appreciate that, knowing that
Yes.
their rental dollars are contributing
Yes.
to benefiting our local Santa Clara community.
Sold.
Yeah.
Now, was there any little piece of history or secret you want to share with
Well,
us?
one fun fact is that it was the History Club who donated to the town of Los Gatos the tree there in the plaza that is
gorgeous tree.
That is the Christmas tree. So that is celebrated, you know, in December
How
with the
about
tree
that?
lighting ceremony. That was in, I believe it was 1923, but sometime in the
Wow.
1920s, the History Club donated that tree, and more recently, we worked on getting the lights upgraded to LEDs. So that's,
And were you involved with the original library?
that I'm not familiar with.
All
It's
right.
possible.
I think I heard that some of the early books came from the History Club.
I would imagine.
And if not, it's a great story, right? It makes sense to both of us.
yes.
So we're going with
Sounds
it.
like something the History Club would do.
Well, Mary Lynne, what a pleasure.
Thank you.
And you don't look 50. But
Thank you.
we'll leave it at that, because I know I do. with
Thanks,
years
Lisa.
to spare. Oh, what a great story. What a great woman. A History Club of Los Gatos. Stop on by. Now you know what's going on in there, and maybe have it as your own place. And of course, KCAT.org. That's where you go to nominate other great stories like this. We would love to have you sitting in this chair. Thanks for being with us at KCAT TV 15.